welcome to The Explainer. Today we're unpacking what is honestly one of the most incredibly strategic immigration pathways in the entire world right now, the UK Global Talent Visa for 2026. If you're a top-tier professional in science, technology, engineering, the arts, or medicine, well, this is literally your golden ticket. But as we're going to see, it is absolutely not a walk in the park. I'm so thrilled to guide you through the exact requirements, the expert gatekeepers you'll face, and the really critical evidence standards that ultimately determine who gets in and who gets shut out. Okay, let's dive right into this. 13,082. That is the massive total number of endorsements issued for the Global Talent Visa in the year ending December 2024. To put that into perspective, that's the highest annual total since the visa first launched back in 2020. And get this, applications from non-EEA nationals have skyrocketed by 94% since 2021. So the opportunity here is absolutely massive, and it clearly shows the UK is actively looking for global leaders to supercharge its innovation ecosystem. But wait, before you go packing your bags, there's another, slightly more intimidating number we need to talk about, 31%. That is the refusal rate at the endorsement stage as of 2024, and that number has sharply risen from just 18% a few years ago. So here's the real narrative tension we have to navigate today. While this visa is incredibly popular, the process itself has kind of become this intense trap for the unprepared. You simply cannot just apply because you have a really good resume. You need a flawless strategy. To get you that flawless strategy, here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to look at why this is the ultimate UK visa. We'll tackle the crucial choice between talent and promise, introduce the expert gatekeepers, walk you through building your evidence bundle, and finally, show you exactly how to avoid that rejection trap. Let's jump in. All right, Section 1, the ultimate UK visa. I call this the golden ticket because it offers you incredible freedom. We're talking no employer sponsor, no job offer required, and absolutely no minimum salary threshold. You are judged entirely on your own professional record, but all that freedom comes with a really rigorous challenge. The trap that most applicants fall into right away is misunderstanding the very structure of the application. You see, it's a strict two-stage process. Stage 1 is the endorsement, and Stage 2 is the Home Office visa application. Now listen closely to this. Stage 1 is the brutal hurdle. This is literally where most dreams die. The Home Office doesn't actually evaluate your talent. A specialist body does. If you spend all your time preparing this shiny visa application for Stage 2, but you don't have an airtight endorsement strategy for Stage 1, you're just wasting your time and money. You absolutely must focus your strategy on Stage 1. Moving on to Section 2, talent versus exceptional promise. This brings us to a vital choice every single applicant has to make right out of the gate. Choosing the wrong track here is a totally avoidable disaster. But if you get it wrong, it results in automatic refusal. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why. The difference between the two is incredibly stark. Exceptional talent is strictly for established leaders, typically professionals who have 10 or more years of internationally recognized impact under their belt. Exceptional promise, on the other hand, is for emerging talent, usually folks with 5 to 10 years of experience, but who are on a very clear trajectory toward leadership. Adjudicators spot a mismatch instantly. If you have, say, 6 years of experience and you just decide to apply for the talent track, you will be rejected. No questions asked. You absolutely must align your evidence with the correct career stage. Now, you might be thinking the promise route is just some sort of fringe backup option. Well, look at the data. A massive 42% of all 2024 endorsements went to the exceptional promise route. It's a huge, highly utilized pathway. It is definitely not just a backup option for junior staff. If you have a strong early career trajectory, this is exactly the lane you need to be in. Okay, Section 3, the 6 expert gatekeepers. Like I mentioned a minute ago, immigration officers at the Home Office are not the ones evaluating your talent. They outsource that job to highly specialized, fully independent bodies. Depending on your specific field, you are going to face one of these 6 bodies. You've got UKRI for broad research, the Royal Society for Natural Sciences, all the way over to a specialized consortium handling digital tech. So the crucial point is, applying to the wrong body guarantees an automatic rejection. You really have to align your application with your strongest primary evidence. And hey, here's a quick insider tip on how these different bodies operate. The Royal Society sets notoriously high bars. For example, a citation record that might totally impress UKRI could easily get rejected by the Royal Society. You literally need to be in the top 10% of citations for your field to stand a chance there. On the flip side, you have the digital technology sector. That used to be handled entirely by Tech Nation, but it's currently managed by a consortium and is pretty much in a state of constant flux. The rules and pathways there change frequently, so if you're a tech applicant, you have to be highly vigilant and keep up to date. Which brings us to Section 4, Building Your Evidence Bundle. This is the real tactical mechanics of the application, and it's exactly what separates the 69% who successfully get their visas from the 31% who get refused. Your entire bundle essentially consists of a mandatory personal statement and your optional qualifying evidence. Now, what's really interesting about this is how people view the personal statement. Most people think of it as a biography or maybe a really enthusiastic cover letter. Let me be clear. It is absolutely not. It is a rigorous 1,000-word legal argument written in the first person. Every single claim you make must explicitly map to the endorsing body's published criteria. It's all about criteria mapping, not writing an autobiography. Supporting that statement is your optional qualifying evidence arsenal. Remember, assessors are always looking for quality over quantity here. They want to see peer-reviewed publications with high citations, prestigious research grants, recognized industry prizes, and significant media coverage. Crucially, this isn't stuff you can just invent or throw together the week before you apply. This evidence has to be systematically built and documented long before you even consider filing your application. A massive part of that evidence relies on your recommendation letters. You must have 3 letters from senior independent experts in your field. General character references, they're going to fail. Standard HR employment confirmation letters, they will fail. Your letters have to explicitly address how you personally meet the strict criteria of the endorsing body. All right, Section 5, avoiding the rejection trap. We've talked about that 31% refusal rate. Now, let's actually analyze exactly why so many highly skilled professionals fail to secure this visa. So here are the top 3 reasons for refusal straight from the 2024 to 2025 data. Number 1, inadequate evidence of sustained excellence. You cannot just rely on one single landmark achievement. They want to see a sustained track record. Number 2, the personal statement reads like a story instead of a criteria-mapped argument. And number 3, generic recommendation letters. You absolutely must avoid these exact 3 traps. If your letters just say, oh, they're a hard worker, or your statement reads like a diary entry, you are literally handing them a reason to refuse you. But if you do avoid those traps, the rewards are fantastic, and the timeline is incredibly fast. The endorsement stage takes about 8 to 10 weeks, and then the home office visa decision takes another 2 to 8 weeks. So you're looking at a 12 to 18 week total end-to-end timeline. And honestly, here is the absolute best part. Unlike the US H-1B system, there is no lottery here. There are 0 annual caps. If you get endorsed by the body, you are going to get the visa. It is entirely within your control. I want to leave you with this absolute mic drop quote from our sources. The UK Global Talent Visa 2026 does not reward busy careers. It rewards recognized careers. I love this so much because it just perfectly sums up the entire ethos of this visa. You can work 80 hours a week. You can be the most important person in your entire company. But if your field doesn't actually recognize you externally through press, patents, citations, and awards, you just won't get the visa. Strategy is absolutely everything here. So, what does this all mean for you? My final question is this. Have you closed your profile gap? Take a really objective look at your professional evidence right now. Does it map strictly to the criteria of one of those 6 expert gatekeepers? If it doesn't, you need to start systematically closing that gap today, long before you ever click submit. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope this gives you the exact blueprint you need to succeed out there.